Hello, my name is Emily, and today I'll be showing you how to use Identity, the Oxford University Press coursebook. You may have seen this diagram before. This shows you the different levels of identity. And as you can see, different levels start at different points. You might be using the A2 B1 level, for example, which is the dark blue cover there on the left, or you might be using the orange cover, the B1 there on the right. If you're using the B1 level, you may still want to do a bit of revision of the A2 level at the beginning of the academic year, especially after the quite difficult year we've had for many students. If you want to do this, you can use the entry book. The entry book is a component that is part of the student's pack, okay, and it's a 40-page booklet that contains 12 two-page classroom lessons and 1 page of homework per lesson. There are also 3 pages of grammar check exercises so that students can practice the grammar as well. The entry booklet also has a QR code inside the front cover, so don't forget that that's there. And with this, students can access the video and the audio automatically in one click and be able to see all the multimedia on their phone or on their tablet. Also, don't forget that the digital version of Identity B1 entry book is also available for teachers and for students on our platform, Oxford Learners Bookshelf. If you're using the B1 Plus level, on the other hand, we also have a little booklet to help with revision as well. This is called the Entry Checker, and this is a 24-page booklet that again comes with the student's pack, which consists of 10 pages of grammar reference and 10 pages of practice exercises for homework. So again, it can give your students at the beginning of the academic year the help that they need so that everybody is more or less on the same page, so to speak. Another very useful component of Identity is the Visual English Trainer. This provides lots of inclusive practice for your students and can be found in both print and digital formats. You can find, of course, the digital version in your resources on Oxford Learners Bookshelf. So let's have a little look inside. We can look at a typical unit. So a unit starts with a double page on vocabulary, and as you can see, it uses visual organizers, color coding, different diagrams to help the students who may need a little bit more help with these different areas. So the first double page is on vocabulary. Then you have a second double page on grammar, and as you can see, there's some really nice color-coded mind maps there. Moving on, we have a second grammar double page, and finally a double page on communication, so practicing all the communicative phrases that you also find in the student's book. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the digital tools of Identity, and first of all we're going to have a look at the digital for the student. So the student will find in their student's book a card like this, and at the bottom of this card they'll find a code with access to the student's ebook and the e-library. The e-library contains 8 graded readers. Students can also download the app and use the ebook offline if they want to, especially if they've got an unstable internet connection. Let's have a look at some of the digital pages then of the ebook. And as you may already know, Identity has a number of different videos that we can have a look at in a moment. And of course, all of the video and the audio are embedded into the digital page. So here, for example, we can see the vlogs that you find on the first double page of every unit. We can also find grammar animations next to each grammar section for each grammar point. This, of course, helps students to process and consolidate their knowledge of the grammar point. You can also find communication videos and culture videos linked to these pages, and this of course helps to engage the students and bring the lesson to life. And finally, at the back of the book, in the cross-curricular link section, you can also find the CLIL flipped classroom videos, which the students can watch before the CLIL lesson. Now, when the student clicks on the video icon, a screen like this will open up, and you can see here there's a little button here. This is the highlighted script button. So when they click on this, they can see not only the script, but also each sentence highlighted as it is spoken. So this is really great for students who may have difficulty with listening, or if they just need a bit of extra help. Similarly, when you click on the audio icon, a little box like this pops up with different functions. You have your script, your highlighted script button, as with the video, but you also have the possibility of changing the speed of the audio. So again, if the students are having a few problems, or if there's a particular sentence or section that they're not quite understanding, they can slow this right down and listen a few times. Similarly, this is the loop function. So again, if the students want to just listen to one part of the audio many times, they can listen to it again and again. And when they've understood, they can carry on with the rest of the audio. And as you can see, there's also the possibility of recording your own voice. So this is quite nice as well for students. So they can listen, they can perhaps pause the audio at a certain point and then record their own voice. So a listening exercise actually becomes also a speaking and pronunciation exercise. The students will also see this button here, the check answers button. So all of the exercises are interactive with automatic marking, which means that they can see whether their answers were right or wrong. They can't see the correct answers. That is only a function that the teacher's ebook, the classroom presentation tool, has. Now, I spoke to you briefly about the e-library before. As I said, the student has access to the ebook and the e-library. This is what it looks like on the platform Oxford Learners Bookshelf. And you can see that the student has digital access to the student's book, the workbook, the entry book that we talked about before, but also these 8 graded readers. You can also see there that there are 3 tabs. We have, at the moment, we're on the bookshelf tab. You also have the reading diary tab. If we click on that, the students will be able to get a medal for every book that they read. So this is quite a nice little motivational tool. They can also see the number of words that they've read and how much time they've spent reading. And the third tab there on the platform is the certificate. So students can also download a certificate which just shows their progress that they've made, which can be also sent to teachers, parents, etc. Okay, so we're now going to have a quick look at some of the digital tools for the teacher. These, of course, can all be found on Oxford Learners Bookshelf, our platform. And you'll find your code for the teacher's ebook, which is called the Classroom Presentation Tool, inside the teacher's pack on a similar card to the one we saw before. As I said, the teacher's ebook is called the Classroom Presentation Tool, or CPT, and this can also be used offline if you download the app. All of the functions are more or less the same as those that you'll find in the student's ebook. So you've got the embedded video and audio, you've got the highlighted video and audio scripts, you can change the audio speed, you can record your voice. You have, of course, all of those interactive activities with automatic marking. But there are a couple of differences. One important difference is that you have pop-up answers that you can reveal on screen. So you can see here the show answers button with the eye, the magic eye. So if you've done an exercise with your students, you've gone through the questions and you want to see whether the answers that they've given are right and wrong, you can click on the show answers button, and it covers up each incorrect answer with an eye, as you can see here on the screen. So all you have to do is click on each eye, okay, and the correct answer is revealed. If you don't have time to reveal one by one, you can just click on the big eye and all the correct answers are revealed in one click. So this is a really nice tool if you want to have, a proper feedback session, if you want your students to reflect on the answers they gave and think of, what the right answer should have been. The other important difference between the student's ebook and the teacher's ebook are the resources. Resources. There is a section on the platform for teachers called resources, where you can really find a wealth of different tools and resources that you can use. And in fact, there are so many resources that we've made a whole separate video dedicated to those. So let's now turn our attention to some of the other components. This is the teacher's pack. Okay, And the teacher's pack consists of the teacher's guide, an MP3 audio CD, and the CPT, so the classroom presentation tool code, as we just saw before. The teacher's guide contains procedural notes, of course, transcripts, and full answer keys to the student's book workbook and visual English trainer. The Teacher's Pack also contains a number of useful little tips and bits of information that can be useful for your lesson. So we have the fast track tips, which are bits of advice on how to use the content if you have less time or if you're short of time. We also have mixed ability tips as well, which I think a lot of teachers find very useful, giving you advice on how to use the content with classes of different abilities. And also we have detailed culture notes to give a bit of extra information and to therefore raise the interest of the students with this new information. We also have signposting of exams and the competencies, so it's very clear what each exercise in each section is covering. Then we go on to the teacher's resource pack. Of course, all of these resources are also available online. And the resource pack contains worksheets, tests, and the test CD. The worksheets include extra revision practice, so recupero, and stretch worksheets, or potenziamento, for stronger students. The tests include an entry test, 9 unit tests, 4 summative tests, 4 skills tests, and a prova delle competenze. So a large variety there of different kinds of tests. There's also one sample unit test adapted for students with dyslexia, printed in the student's resource book. You can find the complete set of 9 adapted unit tests available online in the resources section we just talked about. Okay, so we've looked at the biennial levels of identity, and we're now going to have a quick look at the B2 level for triennial. With the B2 level, there are 2 different packs available. The first one you can see there at the top, and it includes the print student's book workbook with inside the front cover a little card with a code for the online ebook and also a code for the 2 online Invalsi tests, so this code right here. The second pack is exactly the same, but with the addition of the Ready for Seconda Prova and B2 First for Schools booklet. This contains lots of really useful exam preparation for both the Seconda Prova and also for First for Schools. In fact, there's a complete practice test with tips for First for Schools included in this booklet. The videos in the B2 level are slightly more mature than the biennial levels because, of course, our students are growing up. The vlogs, for example, focus on characters that are slightly older and they're having their first experiences at university. So we hope this is something that students will be interested in and can relate to more. The grammar animations at the biennial levels now become flipped classroom grammar presentations. So little videos by real people explaining the grammar points. There are also B2 first exam speaking videos and presentation skills videos as well. So really helping our students to use the tools that they need to become better communicators. The B2 level also includes a First for Schools practice text, a section for the Esame di Stato. This is the exam trainer which you find every 2 units, which focuses on the Seconda Prova and the Colloquio. There's also a section, again, every 2 units, focusing on Invalsi training. And you can see there on the right, a really useful presentation skills section as well. And finally, there's the writing trainer, which you can find at the back of the book. And as you can see, it contains these really nicely structured lessons, also with color-coded examples to really give your students all the information and structure they need to create their own writing. Let's take a quick look at the other components. So we have, again, the teacher's pack and the teacher's resource pack. Okay, and these are similar to the biennial levels as well. Here you can see that a list of different tests and worksheets that we have for the B2 level. They're all pretty much the same as the biennial levels. The only difference is that you have 5 exam competencies tests and 5 Invalsi tests included in the teacher's resource pack. And again, just like the biennial levels, you have 1 dyslexia-friendly sample test in the print teacher's resource book, while the complete set of 11 dyslexia-friendly tests are online. So thanks for listening. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to find your local ELT consultant at www.oup.com/ELT and just click on I nostri contatti in Italia. Thanks for choosing Oxford, and I hope you enjoy using Identity.